It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 226. Graham Couch, sports columnist for the Lansing State Journal. Graham, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to be here with these guys, you know.
Graham is our Monday co-host on The Drive with Jack, the Team 92.1 FM, drivewithjack.com, and various platforms are home for We Are There Sports Radio. And one thing we can't be is in the same place twice. You have a decision to make about tomorrow with the Larry Nassar victim statements and Michigan State basketball. Where are you going to be?
One is an 0-7 opponent in Champaign on a Monday night with a 9 p.m. tip-off that won't make print. The other is one of the biggest stories on this campus. And it's not so much that I need to be there tomorrow. It's that at some point I need to be there before I write what I'm going to write this week. And the Champaign, to write quick takes off Michigan State, Illinois, while that's going on seems a little tone deaf.
Right. And for these victim impact statements, they are continuing. A lot of people thought it would be last week, Judge Rosemary Aquilina's courtroom. It's continuing.
Well, it's because there's so many victim statements to be had, 140 now. It should wrap up by Tuesday.
Also joined by Darian Harris, 5-year MSU linebacker, co-captain of the 2015 Big Ten champions, graduate student, aspiring broadcaster, future athletic director in Ottawa Red Black. And you also watching these games today, and you got a Super Bowl trip on the line, right?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, you know, having played and roomed with Trey Waynes during my time at Michigan State, one of my best friends, you know, we all said that if he makes the Super Bowl, especially with it being a home Super Bowl, we're going to pile in the car and make a road trip out of it and go have a little bit of fun in Minnesota. But they got to pull it off. And, you know, as obviously we're recording the show as the game's going on. When we started this, it was halftime. It didn't look good. So this might be costing my Super Bowl trip. But sports is a tale of two halves. We saw what happened last week with the Saints coming back against the Vikings. Hopefully the Vikings can pull that off against the Eagles.
Vikings don't win. Hey, we can get Trey on Wednesday on Drive with Jack, and he won't have an excuse this time.
This is true.
Also joined by Rico Beard, and he's a broadcast instructor with Specs Howard School. He is also a recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat weeknights from 6 to 7. How are you, Rico?
Good, Jack. Different panel, no Tom, so don't know how it's going to be. Good to see the Shaft made it here to join the show with us.
You had a rare Michigan State home game last Friday, and you couldn't make it. You had other obligations.
Yeah, it was poor planning on my part. Didn't realize it was Friday game, so I switched with another instructor.
They played the game anyway. They thought about postponing it. We will be right back. Our Law of the Jungle segment. We're going to talk about courtrooms up next.
Catch all the savings and excitement during Capital Honda's Savings Rush, now at Capital Honda.
It's time to get in the driver's seat with an auto loan from MSU Federal Credit Union. We offer flexible terms and great low rates with no application fees and no prepayment penalties. Visit msufcu.org today.
Say yes to RTM weekdays at 9 on Fox 47.
From business to farms, Hastings Mutual will protect your best assets.
We are the selling team. We are here when you need us.
We work harder for you.
We follow up.
We get your home sold.
We are the selling team with Keller Williams Realty. Beyond real estate, real family.
Tune into Fox 47 News for Around Town Kids on the 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. news.
Around Town Kids!
Childhood. It can be a time of growth, fun, friends, and memories to last a lifetime. But without a caring family, childhood can be a challenge. The need for foster families has never been greater. Child and family charities will train and support you to be able to provide a safe, loving, and stable home for abused or neglected children. Go to childandfamily.org and click on Foster Now to learn more. Open your heart and home to a child in need. Foster Now. We'll show you how.
Representing personal injury and accident victims for over 50 years.
We say yes to winter sports year long.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of October 17, 2015, and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexroad. Available at drivewithjack.com, at SBS and Schuler Books, and on Amazon before time runs out.
For some, the Auto Show means a sneak peek at new vehicles. For others, it means Auto Show bonus cash savings at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Just announced, $3,000 minimum trade at Graf Chevrolet. When you combine Auto Show savings with our $3,000 minimum trade offer, there won't be a better time to buy than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Drive off a 2018 Equinox 1LT for just $144 a month.
The Auto Show only comes around once a year, and so does Auto Show bonus cash. It's the best time to buy.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week.
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to make this statement here today. And thank you for providing the time and flexibility for all the other brave survivors to make their statement. Each survivor deserves to be heard equally. Larry, you do realize now that we, this group of women you so heartlessly abused over such a long period of time, are now a force, and you are nothing. Your Honor, I ask you to give Larry the strongest possible sentence which his actions deserve, for by doing so you will send a message to him and to other abusers that they cannot get away with their horrible crimes. They will be exposed for the evil they are, and they will be punished to the maximum extent of the law. Let this sentence strike fear in anyone who thinks it is okay to hurt another person. Abusers, your time is up. The survivors are here, standing tall, and we are not going anywhere. My dream is that one day, everyone will know what the words Me Too signify, but they will be educated and able to protect themselves from predators like Larry, so that they will never, ever, ever have to say the words Me Too. Thank you.
Thank you. That is Olympic gymnast Aly Raisman in Judge Aquilina's courtroom last week. Graham Couch, if you could ask Larry Nassar one question, what would it be?
Well, there are a lot I want to ask him, but one is, did you have any idea that you might be ruining lives as you were doing this as early as you were? And I think that's, I mean, there's the why.
Sociopaths seldom care about that.
Correct. But you'd like to have that chance to sit across from somebody eye to eye and sort of dig into them, something that's this evil, and try to get a sense of why and what they understood and what they feel now about what they did.
So many statements and so many young women, many of whom had never been on the Michigan State University campus, but the focus, the spotlight was certainly on Michigan State University, USA Gymnastics, and everyone was here over the week watching and observing this. Luana K. Simon made an appearance on Wednesday and then did not return, and got a vote of confidence from the Board of Trustees. I think surprised some people. On Friday, Rico Beard, if you could ask Luana K. Simon one question, what would it be?
I think the question I would ask President Simon is, do you feel as if you've handled this situation correctly? And do you feel, I guess a two-part question, do you feel like you're the effective leader of Michigan State University? Have you represented this university the best way that you could? Because I don't see that. I see where she may have had good intentions, like showing up to the court, I mean to the sentencing, but she seemed unprepared. You weren't ready to talk to some of the survivors of this, and it just really seems that regardless of that the Board of Trustees gave her this vote of confidence, it doesn't seem like she's ready to handle this situation.
The response has been cold, and I think that's the best way to describe it. And when these young women are saying nobody was listening to us, it comes across as exactly that she's not.
Well, even
really
the Board
listening.
of Trustees statement, yeah, we've heard what you said. Like, guys, they're still talking.
The timing of it was really bad.
Yeah.
The timing of it was horrible, yeah.
The word I used all week is the dictionary definition of obtuse, a word a lot of people know from Shawshank Redemption, but annoyingly insensitive or slow to understand, and that is the way that Luana K. Simon appeared, not knowing victims' names, She should have cleared her schedule. There was nothing more important for her to be doing this week than to be in that courtroom and to be shepherding Michigan State University through this.
I think she could have, if she had been there all 5-6 days, whatever this is going to be, in the back, and there would have been some uncomfortable moments, but if she had really done that and been there alone without handlers or anything, I think the perception of her might have changed slightly by the end of this. But
either that or I say she should have just not showed up at all. Just, you know what, I can't be there.
I disagree with that.
I think she had to make a show that she cared, and she really needed to listen. And I think that that would have gone a long way at least, but we didn't see any of that. Instead, we got a Board of Trustees endorsement, unanimous endorsement, until Mitch Lyons, former MSU and NFL tight end, came out and said, I can't support this. Darian, if you had one question for Mitch Lyons, what would it be?
I believe I'd ask him, what are we doing? And I use we to say the entire Michigan State community, because when something like this happens, like you said, the spotlight's now on Michigan State, which means it's on everybody that represents this university, including former players, athletes, coaches, you name it. So I would say, what are we doing to make sure that this never happens again? What are we doing to make sure that this becomes a teaching moment for the entire world, that everybody understands that this is not okay, and that everybody understands that Michigan State does, in fact, care about what happened to these victims and wants to make sure, again, that a monster like Larry Nassar never gets an opportunity to do something like this and for it to go on as long as it did.
Only one side of the story has been told, but right now, Michigan State looks awfully bad. We'll be right back.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders. And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure, because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Drinks at the pool are on these.
Now on from 7 to 8.
It's Auto Show time. And that means Auto Show savings. That's right, get special Auto Show pricing right now only at Shaheen Chevrolet.
Like a 2018 Equinox, drive it for only $63 a month.
The Cruise hatchback is only $106 a month.
And a brand new 4-wheel drive Silverado double cab, only $150 a month at Shaheen.
With $4,000 minimum for your trade.
More money in your pocket, less money out. Only at Shaheen Chevrolet.
Where you always get the best price on any new Chevy, guaranteed or it's free.
You won't get that anywhere else.
Go Green! Don's Fleet Services on Eaton Rapids Road has been serving the Lansing area for over 20 years. Call Don's for all of your automotive needs, from regular maintenance to full repairs.
Don's Fleet Services.
Go Green!
Sometimes you need room to grow. Other times, you need a bit more. Greenstone Farm Credit Services can help. We specialize in financing land to build on, and country homes too. Greenstone Farm Credit Services will lend you room to grow.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's our Tracking a Trophy segment, and we're talking about the AFC Championship game. You see Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they had it going for a while. And then Danny Amendola took over. Great receptions. Big punt return, Darian, that had a lot to do with that final drive. And the Jaguars were so close. Didn't have to play a perfect game, but they had to play a better second half than they did, and settled for 2 field goals, losing 24-20. And you see what happens when you have a 20-10 lead over the Patriots, gentlemen. Tom Brady has you right where he wants you. Darian, you were a running back, high school days, but you're better known for making life miserable for running backs. How did Jacksonville do what it did and almost pull off this major upset?
Well, they have what I feel like is the best defense in the entire National Football League. I know the Vikings, in terms of stats-wise, was 1 and the Jaguars was 2. I think the Jags have the best defense, again, in the NFL because of the speed they have, the youth they have, the ability to get to the ball and rush the passer. You know, they call it Saxonville for a reason with Calais Campbell and Ngakoue on the other side. So, you know, what they're able to do in terms of getting to the quarterback, getting Tom Brady on the ground, it's pretty remarkable. So I think that if you give them, you know, I think Bortles did a great job, but if you give them a real, you know, clutch quarterback that's not just a game manager, right. I feel like they have an opportunity to be right back in the Super Bowl next year or get a chance to go compete for a Super Bowl next year again.
Graham, a lot of people thought that this would be a walkover. Was it a case of the Patriots taking the Jaguars lightly? Did Tom Brady's hand require some adjustment for him? Or did Jacksonville just outplay New England in the first half?
I think physically Jacksonville is just a better team in a lot of realms. And I don't think that New England took them lightly. I mean, this is the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And I think they knew what they were up against. Players know players, and they know they watch the film of all this. The real thing is if you take away that one delay of game call late in the first half, this may have not been a game where Tom Brady had a chance to rescue them. I thought for much of the game they were the better team. But one team had Tom Brady, and we can always think that teams choke. You can look at Atlanta last year, or you can say something about Jacksonville now. Eventually, you just got to give credit to the 40-year-old man who's still doing it at that level, and it's pretty remarkable.
It isn't that Jacksonville had a lot of turnovers or gave the game away, but did they get too conservative, the tight sphincters?
That's easy to say, but their defense had been so good for them all the time, and eventually they had some injuries late too, but Tom Brady was just able to break them down and find his way, and that I don't think Jacksonville did anything wrong other than that one play. You talk about managing a game. Blake Bortles needed not to have the clock expire before he got that play off. He didn't turn the ball over. He's not going through what Minnesota's going through or anything like that. He was really good, I thought.
They were playing the field position game and clock management, Rico, and they had the ball 35 minutes.
They did, but the problem is they played the clock management game. They didn't go for the kill. You're on the road. You're minutes away from the Super Bowl, and you're playing the game of, well, we don't want to make a mistake, and they just need to throw caution to the wind.
Playing not to lose.
And just play. And if you lose, and if you throw a pick, but you're being aggressive, it happens. I mean, turnovers happen, but they were so afraid not to make any mistakes that they went ultra conservative in the second half. They didn't, you know, one more touchdown and maybe we're looking at an overtime. You never know what could happen, but instead they just powered it down and said, okay, we're up 20-10. Let's just milk the clock for 15 minutes. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Jacksonville just believed that defense that had been so great all year could get it done one more time?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you look. I mean, they have the best cornerback in the league in Jalen Ramsey, and as I said before, they get to the passer. That's the formula to win in the National Football League. But the Patriots are the Patriots, and they did it again.
Rico, we've heard so much about Jacksonville being a team for the future, and if they just get a quarterback, is it possible they have their quarterback and his name is Blake Bortles?
Yes and no. I don't think Blake Bortles could win you a Super Bowl, and we saw that. Blake Bortles looks like the type of guy that could only take you so far, and he needed the defense to step up in there, and they almost did with the strip that they had. I didn't think he was touched. I thought he should have been able to get up and run, and maybe he returns that back for a touchdown. But he needed his defense to actually do something for him. I don't think that he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
It looks like it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. You'll know before we do, but 31-7 lead. Well, Tom Brady versus Nick Foles, Michigan State. I'm sure Tom Crawford will be very excited about that. We'll be right back with Michigan State basketball.
Sign and Drive is still alive at Team 1 in Charlotte. Come in, sign your name, then drive off in your new car. That's it. Get this 2018 GMC Terrain, only $175 a month, and no money down at Team 1 because your first payment is literally just your signature. And the 2018 Buick Encore is just announced. Auto Show Bonus Cash makes advertised prices even less at Team 1. Learn more at team1charlotte.com. The only one with Sign and Drive.
And Auto Show Bonus Cash now.
Team 1.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of October 17, 2015, and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexroad. Available at drivewithjack.com, at SBS and Schuler Books, and on Amazon before time runs out.
We say yes to community arts.
For some, the Auto Show means a sneak peek at new vehicles. For others, it means Auto Show bonus cash savings at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Just announced, $3,000 minimum trade at Graf Chevrolet. When you combine Auto Show savings with our $3,000 minimum trade offer, there won't be a better time to buy than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Drive off a 2018 Equinox 1LT for just $144 a month.
The Auto Show only comes around once a year, and so does Auto Show bonus cash. It's the best time to buy.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf. Nick, what was the difference tonight?
You know, we clicked as a team, and we just stood the game plan, and it worked for us. We just stood our game plan against Illinois. They're a great team, and we just got to scout them good and execute.
What's the lesson from tonight?
Rebound, defend, and run.
Michigan State center Nick Ward, and that a different guy from the one we saw against the University of Michigan. Rico, how many of Michigan State's problems against Ohio State, Rutgers, and Michigan were corrected in that 6-day gap between games?
I think a lot of them were corrected, Jack, but this team is, I hate to put it, when things are going well, they're front runners. When things are going well, it all clicks. You get the alley-oops, you get the no-look passes, Matt McQuaid's hitting threes. It's that adversity. So I can't really answer this question until the next time they get into a close game. Then what happens next? Okay, Indiana's not a good team. They were the slump buster that you needed to kind of get out of that funk. It was the perfect recipe for Tom and the team. I'll answer this better once I see them against Purdue. Have you exercised those demons?
Graham, Michigan State was up against adversity twice against Rutgers, once on the road in that first real Big Ten road game, and then again at home when didn't play well but figured out a way to win. Is that something that helped them down the road?
Maybe. I think the Ohio State loss really really hurt their swagger, their confidence, and they had to get out of that. But I also think there were some tactical things that were exposed and some toughness things and other things. And you're right, it's not till later on. I would say that maybe Maryland on the road, Maryland's a good enough team, road environment, next weekend that we might find out if those things have been corrected or where this team is.
Right.
But not until, you're not going to find out at Illinois, and you're not going to find it out at home against Wisconsin, not this Wisconsin team.
Darian, Michigan State and Indiana went in tied for third place. You would not have guessed that looking at the Hoosiers, especially once Juwan Morgan was injured. But there aren't a lot of tests ahead. Some people would say Illinois is ready to bite somebody, but everyone now is looking at that Purdue-Michigan State game.
Yeah, and I think that everybody, obviously, except the Tom Izzo-led team, should be looking towards that game because it's exactly what Rico said. That's when they'll get tested. That's when we'll really see what this team is made of. And I mean, you know, I talked about the other day. You know, is there such thing as a good loss or a bad loss?
Right.
That stretch obviously showed, you know, some of the weaknesses that the team had and some of the things they needed to fix. So I think you can take that 3-game stretch, that Ohio State, Rutgers, Michigan stretch, and say, hey, this might have been the key part of the season because we learned something about ourselves. A team could say that. But as you said, I mean, you know, Indiana's not a very good team. Illinois will fight you tough in Champaign, but they're not really an excellent team. The Big Ten's kind of down this year in terms of they really only have, you know, the 2 big dogs in Michigan State, Purdue, and then Ohio State, Michigan after that. I'm used to seeing 7, 8 teams from the Big Ten that can compete, and we just don't necessarily have that this year.
I do think it's important that Purdue is as good as they are, because, and even Ohio State potentially in the Big Ten tournament, because Michigan State's going to have a feel for where they are, and this Purdue is a Final Four caliber team. Yeah. And how you stack up against,
you know that now, right?
I do know that, and it took me a while. But now how they stack up against Purdue, right? Even in a home game, you're going to have a sense of truly where this Michigan State team is.
Rico, there's something about this team. Maybe it's the expectations going in, but they were 9th in the country, and they will move up after that 28-point win over the Hoosiers, and still the betting co-favorite in Vegas. But you talk to a lot of people, and they are very disappointed.
Well, they're the betting co-favorites in Vegas because I think it's that whole, you know, January, February Izzo type of thing where you've seen this before where team struggles in January, figures it out in February, magical run in March. So I think that's why Vegas is saying that. But people are upset because they're not looking like the world beaters. People are upset because Miles Bridges came back. Right. And they expected Miles to drop 40 points a night. Yeah. And God forbid he only gives you 17. What's wrong with him? Well, he's actually doing better than he did last year, but I think fans took the expectations. They listened to our shows, they listened to us on here saying this is a national championship team.
Gonna run the table.
Yeah, they're gonna run the table. They might go undefeated.
Yeah, but they don't have, they're 2 lottery picks. Neither one of them at this level are great offensive players yet. Miles Bridges can only do so much to create his own. You know, Jaren Jackson's not there yet. So they don't have, you know, it's not like their lottery pick is a guy who just gets his and can create. And that's where I think this season still comes down to Cassius Winston.
When you think about Miles Bridges, what he has done, Nick Ward, of course, Jackson, Joshua Langford, is this team still as good as Cassius Winston? He had 8 assists, 1 turnover Friday night. Everything ran smoothly.
Yeah, I certainly think so. I do. Now, the 8 assists, 1 turnover against Indiana.
Right.
You know, can he do that against Purdue? Can he do that at Maryland? I mean, he is the guy who's going to have the ball in his hands. He can create for himself. You know, great shooter. I mean,
Darian, a lot of people say it's a matter of toughness. This is a soft team. Can toughness be coached, or does it have to be recruited?
I think it has to be recruited, and it has to come from the leadership on the team.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have a conversation about the rest of college basketball, University of Michigan, the Big Ten, and the national landscape. Great recruit signing with Duke. Back in a minute.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. What makes us All-American? Enjoying great food with ice-cold beverages and friendly service. Watching the game on one of our 21 large-screen TVs. With a variety of fun indoor and outdoor entertainment every night of the week. Connecting with friends, dining with family, or catching the game, you'll always have a great time. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. Great food, fun, and friends.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Welcome to Russell and Schrader Insurance. Hastings Mutual is a trusted partner of ours. Call Joe Daly for a Hastings Mutual insurance quote. They are hard to beat. Call Steve Keisch today. From business to farms, Hastings Mutual will protect your best assets.
At Not Just Guns in Mason, we are not just gun experts, we're knowledgeable enthusiasts. From full-service gunsmithing to concealed carry and training classes, we have something for shooters of all experience levels. Click our online auction every Wednesday for hundreds of new and used guns. We have the latest and greatest in firearms, accessories, and ammunition. We buy, trade, or let us sell it for you. Friendly staff can fit you with the perfect firearm for your every need. If we don't have it, we'll order it. Not Just Guns in Mason. Click or call today.
The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to Breslin Center on Friday, February 2nd. You can win a suite for 12 people to this show. Invite your family and friends. Log on to fox47news.com and register to win today.
Well, welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways, with trips for every season. Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago, joined 27 pro football greats and more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, not far from landfall for Hurricane Harvey.
What a game of runs that I think the Maryland right now is, they went through the transition of getting off to a pretty good start and then losing a key player on their team, and then sort of retooling themselves. And I think they got a great retool going right now, that trying to get a rhythm. And they came out, and it's a little. I'm not one of those coaches that is going to blame our players in that first half. I'm going to tell you, Maryland was good. Let's give them a lot of credit the way they executed, how sharp they were.
Do you think this is one of the tougher arenas you've played this season in comparison to like East Lansing?
It's a really tough arena, but it's just in my time in Michigan, every arena is really difficult. Instead, go to Michigan State, go to Michigan, go to Indiana. They're all tough arenas. But people in Nebraska should be very proud of what they have here right now. It's a really good team. Appear to be really good kids, and they got a heck of a team. They really got a heck of a team.
University of Michigan basketball coach John Beilein. Talk about peaks and valleys. Monday night, down 10 at the half, great rally. And Maryland makes a rally. Michigan makes the last play, wins with less than a second to go. A lot of people said, yeah, that's Michigan, look out. They go on the road to Lincoln and lose by 20, Rico.
Yeah, I kind of saw that Lincoln thing coming, and quite frankly, they got a little lucky when it came to the end of the Maryland game, because I don't know, coaches sometimes, they make a lot of money, but I don't understand their logic. Why you didn't put a man on the ball? Yeah. And, instead Isaiah Livers throws the best pass that I've seen in Ann Arbor since Chad Henne. I mean, he catches Rockman in stride, and that was it. You put somebody on the ball, they don't get it. But coming off the emotional high of Michigan State, I was wondering how that team would handle that success. And coming home, you would have thought they would have had a bigger crowd. They didn't. Right. And they played a tough, competitive game against a depleted Maryland team. Yeah. And Nebraska is just tough on the road. I mean, they were 11-1.
Digs I love at Michigan, right? It's just you thought they'd have a bigger crowd. They did. It just a little.
Okay, tell me what I said that was wrong.
Nothing.
Tell me what I said that was wrong.
But it's the tone.
Tell me what I said that was incorrect.
You're good. You're
okay.
good.
Darren, Maryland can be a tough out, and shorthanded or not, Mark Turgeon's team was going to compete.
No, absolutely. Everybody's going to be, kind of home runners and feel like their place where they come from is the best at whatever. But I truly understand and believe that Maryland is a basketball state. Now if you look at it, soccer, lacrosse, and that stuff, but the amount of basketball people that they put out is huge. So going to Maryland to play basketball is a huge deal. They've always been a very good team. They've won a national championship recently, and I think that they have a really great basketball tradition that obviously shows moving over to the Big Ten, because they're not struggling like they are doing in football and basketball.
One of just 2 Big Ten schools to have a national championship in this century, although Maryland was a member of the ACC when that happened. Graham, thinking back, 1 week ago, a lot of people said, Michigan is better than Michigan State in the rankings. A few days ago, certainly it looked like that before Thursday night and then Friday night. You think that's going to change this week in the poll?
I will still have Michigan ahead of Michigan State.
You will.
They lost a road game badly. Michigan State won a feel-good home game, which happens in the end. I'm not saying Michigan's better than Michigan State. I'm just saying based on the evidence we had last week.
You are by ranking them higher?
What's that?
Aren't you technically saying Michigan's better than Michigan State by ranking them higher?
And in this moment, the snapshot of what they've proven in this moment, I don't think the
Might
evidence
you be
has
the
changed
only
enough.
voter who would have that in the poll?
Probably.
Of course.
Gary Parrish is coming after you.
Good luck.
Poll police.
Yeah. Good luck. I should probably be the only one voting, but that's just my take on it.
I like your. Well, I'm not saying that they're better, but I'm going to rank them ahead of them.
I'm not saying long term they're better.
saying
If you
they're better.
look, there's a reason. When you talked about Vegas earlier, Michigan State and Duke are still the two most talented teams in basketball, and that's why Vegas has them where they are, because that's what the money is dictating. People know it.
A lot of people thought that, hey, Michigan State, they got it going now. They can go 18-0. Is it too early to ask Purdue going to go 18-0, or is there a chance that Ohio State could be one of the biggest surprises ever to win or share a Big Ten title, picked 12th at the start of the year?
I would say, I think in essence for the Big Ten, you're going to lose at least 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Ohio State's run is just mind-blowing. I think that slowly but surely people are starting to say, I guess they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now that's the coach of the year.
Darian, Zion Williamson, he was a viral dunk sensation. Surprised a lot of people. People said, hey, he's going to be going to Clemson instead. He's going to be one of the many going to Duke, number 1, number 2, number 3 prospect. Does he remind you a little of Charles Barkley?
Yeah, he really does. He's probably about 6'4". He's been a sensation since he was 16. I thought he was going to stay home too, South Carolina or Clemson, but Duke's got another crazy class coming in, and he's extremely fun to watch. I mean, he's been doing that since 15, 16 years old. It's pretty unbelievable.
272 pounds, but you wouldn't know that until he hits you. We will be right back. We're going to talk college football, Spartan Sparring, coaching changes. Up next.
No one wants to deal with plumbing problems, but when you need a knowledgeable professional you can trust, call Aaron's Plumbing. Aaron's is a full-service plumbing company that offers both residential and commercial plumbing alike. Whether it's drain cleaning, excavation, plumbing repair, or sewer hydrojetting, Aaron's Plumbing is the place to call. We are ready to help 24/7. Call us today at 517-321-8700 or check us out online at aaronsplumbing.com.
I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
Holton Dimedale Insurance Agency, your hometown team. Come see us today.
Experience the new Buick LaCrosse and right now save up to $14,000 at Glen Buki Buick GMC. The savings are incredible on the 2017 Buick LaCrosse. Get to Glen Buki Buick GMC on Pennsylvania. It's better at Buki.
We say yes to equal opportunities for girls.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
For some, the Auto Show means a sneak peek at new vehicles. For others, it means Auto Show bonus cash savings at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Just announced, $3,000 minimum trade at Graf Chevrolet. When you combine Auto Show savings with our $3,000 minimum trade offer, there won't be a better time to buy than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Drive off a 2018 Equinox 1LT for just $144 a month.
The Auto Show only comes around once a year, and so does Auto Show bonus cash. It's the best time to buy.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Spartan Sparring segment, and we are talking about assistant coaches and Michigan State having 3 vacancies. There you see Paul Haynes. He was here as an assistant, then went to Ohio State, played a major role there. That's another guy that Mark D'Antonio knows in the Trestle tree, and been a head coach at Kent State. Very tough place to win. And Graham Couch, you know the MAC as well as anybody here in mid-Michigan.
Rico will tell you that.
How tough is it for a coach to win at Kent State, and what might that mean to what he brings to Michigan State, if anything?
It's very I mean, I would argue Mark D'Antonio, certain places in the MAC with the wrong athletic director would have gotten fired.
Yeah.
You take a pro-style offense there, and it's hard to develop a physical style in that league. So it's to have somebody not do well as a head coach in that league does not mean they won't be a productive assistant or valuable on your staff. So that's not something people should judge. What they should judge is what was his impact when he was an assistant other places, because that's what he's coming to be.
Right. Darian, a guy like Paul Haynes, he brings head coaching experience, he brings success, a couple of Big Ten programs. How valuable is that? Do you need someone who brings ideas from somewhere else?
Yeah, I think it's valuable. I mean, I think we see what Alabama does and what Saban does, just bringing coaches in left and right that are head coaches here and head coaches there, and all of a sudden they're assistants. And, I mean, he's got head coaches that are quality control guys. So
right.
I think that if you do have that experience of running a program, you do understand both what you need to bring to the table as a leader of men and also as an understudy, essentially, or an assistant as he's coming in to be. And he's a guy, like we said, that knows the league, understands the Big Ten, but he's got some big shoes to fill, obviously, replacing HB.
It was made official, as if anyone wasn't sure to begin with, that Mike Tressel would be the defensive coordinator. He was co-defensive coordinator a year ago. Rico, what about the rest of the staff and other positions? We hear Don Treadwell. There are other names we have heard. You have mentioned. You had your list.
Yeah, I had my list. It was my wish list. They don't listen to me.
Still hearing Chuck Bulla's name?
I have no idea, because I didn't know Paul Haynes was going to be a guy that got the job. And when looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, you know, didn't have success in the MAC, but he has success at Ohio State and put a lot of defensive backs and players into the league. So that was a big plus. Who they're going to fill out that staff with, you know, if Treadwell is a name.
Why was everybody talking about Archie Collins like it was a done deal?
Because it should have been. It really should have been. I mean, young guy, could have brought energy to this program.
You would agree with that?
Yeah, I mean,
you know, a lot?
Yeah, I like Coach Collins a lot. As I've said when he was here before, as a as an assistant coach, he was a mentor. You know, to me, I was his mentee, and I've always loved Coach Collins. Talked to him a couple weeks ago, actually. So, and I've appreciated what he's done at Central. You know, like, so we're talking about being in the MAC. The way his DBs play at Central, I mean, it's tops in the country. But this program has had a lot of success, obviously. So you kind of got to trust what Coach D'Antonio has decided to do in creating his staff. He likes to keep it in-house. He likes to keep it in the family, and can't really argue with the success he's had with it.
You know he's not going to hire somebody he doesn't know. No. I think that's pretty clear. Rico, Hunter Rison was not happy here as a fourth receiver and as a slot receiver, and talked to his dad Thursday and talked to Hunter just after he got to Little Manhattan at Kansas State on Friday, and made it official, tweeted that out. The right choice for him?
We're going to find out. I mean, the thing is, you don't know who's going to be the coach at Kansas State. Is Snyder still going to be there in 2 years? Because he's got to sit out this year. Who's going to be the quarterback there? Right. They're gambling. They're rolling the dice here and hoping. Now, the Big 12 is a pass-happy league. Right. So if they get the right quarterback, maybe he gets his 60 catches and he can go off and go to the pros after just one season. But it's a big gamble. I probably, if it were me, if it were my son, I would have stayed here because you're the fourth receiver. You know what's coming. It's a big unknown going out to Kansas State.
And we don't even know if he's an NFL receiver yet, period. I mean, he doesn't have his dad's speed. You know, he's not somebody who's a burner. He might be really good inside, but that's not what he wants. He wants to be an outside guy. So we don't even know if he's an NFL guy yet at all. It is a risk. The coaching thing's interesting because you don't know what sort of offense they're going to be running or who you're going to.
I hear Bill Snyder's only going to coach another 12 or 13 years at Kansas State.
I mean, the man is 156 years old.
Darian, I want to talk a little bit about Ed Warner and coming to Michigan State, the prospect. His dad had been around, had been at Michigan State, and he thought he was going to be playing against him at U of M, but he thought that was Minnesota U of M. Instead, he's hired at Michigan, having been a co-offensive coordinator, and get in line to try to coordinate the Michigan offense. But How strange is that going to be?
Oh, it'll be incredibly strange, but it makes for a fun story. It'll make for fun Christmas and holiday times. You know, that's what sports is about. That's what sports brings to the table, getting to, you know, bring families together or tear them apart. Depends what happens here. We'll see what that father-son relationship is like. But I think it's fun. I'd love to play against my dad, as competitive as yeah, absolutely. As competitive as guys are, boys will be boys. That's going to be a lot of fun.
There
I
are
think
rumors he might
them.
be at the Titans, too, that he might not be staying in Michigan. This might be a one-day thing in Michigan. He might be with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Vrabel is now placing a phone call, so we got to wait.
So he could wind up there, Mike Vrabel. That's Joe Rexrode's guy now. We will be back in just a minute. We're going to have our Take It to the Bank segment coming up on our weekly predictions, up next on Press Pass.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents.
Sometimes you need room to grow, and other times you need, well, a bit more. Greenstone Farm Credit Services can help. We specialize in financing land to build on, home construction projects, outdoor acres for play, or even that perfect house in the country. From families to farmers, Greenstone serves our community. And with 31 Michigan locations, we're just a short drive away. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com. Greenstone Farm Credit Services will lend you room to grow.
The Michigan Lottery and Fox 47 want to recognize the great work of Michigan's outstanding public school educators through the Excellence in Education Awards. Help find the next award winner by logging on to fox47news.com. Make your nomination today.
Meet the most interesting businesses and people with Bob and Mary on Morning Blend.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to Breslin Center on Friday, February 2nd. You can win a suite for 12 people to this show. Invite your family and friends. Log on to fox47news.com and register to win today.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment. Brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. All right, gentlemen, time to talk about the week ahead in Big Ten basketball, especially for Michigan State and the University of Michigan. Spartans on the road against Illinois, and then home for another Friday night game. Seems so strange. Wisconsin this time. And Wisconsin, a 25-point win over Illinois last week. University of Michigan, 1 game this week. Seemed like they're playing every other day. Now they have 1 game against Purdue at Mackey Arena. Graham Couch, is it more likely that Michigan State will sweep these games and get back where people think that they should be, or that Michigan can play the way it did against Purdue in Chrysler Center and stun the Boilers?
Easy answer. The odds, I mean, it's I'd say higher than 95% that Michigan State wins these 2 games. Illinois is the least talented offensive team in the Big Ten, and so even a road game there. It's not, look, Illinois almost won at Nebraska. If you don't show up, they can get you. Yeah. Wisconsin's not very good this year, and then Mackey Arena with Purdue, the way they're playing right now, Less than 25%.
So you have 95% chance for Michigan State getting a sweep.
And less than 25%.
Less than 25.
Illinois is like that 16 seed. You know eventually one is going to beat a 1 seed. You just don't want it to be you.
Rico, what can we take to the bank this week involving Michigan State in these 2 games?
I think you could take it to the bank. This is probably the easiest take to the bank ever. I think they were going to sweep these 2 games. I think that this is not your father's Wisconsin team. This is not a Bennett-led team. They're missing something. I thought that they were going to get it figured out because Wisconsin always finishes in the top 4. And I'm so wrong. They're not going to finish in the top 4 this year. And Illinois, just bad. I look for Michigan State to win those 2 games. And then Michigan's 1 game at Mackey, they're not winning that game.
1 point.
No chance.
Illinois is 0-7 in the Big Ten, but 3 of those losses are in overtime and another by a single point. So it's not like they're not competitive. You do have to show up to beat them.
Darian, what can we bank on with these 2 up and down teams?
I think you can bank on Michigan State figuring out essentially how to play on the road. I mean, I think that there's great points being brought up. That if you don't show up, and we've seen that obviously this season from Michigan State playing on the road, if you don't show up, a team can sneak up on you. And, you know, maybe Illinois sneaking up on you isn't good enough to beat you, but another team is. So these are the times during the season that you learn how to play on the road, how to find yourself, and that you got to bring it all the time. And I would expect it to be a lively game in Champaign, but I also expect Michigan State to really come in with the ferocity and understand that they have to show up game in and game out if they want to go where they want to go, which is the Final Four.
Which player for Michigan State is going to show the most growth this week, is going to make the most progress to get where he needs to get at tournament time? And which Michigan State player has to play out of his mind for the Wolverines to pull the upset?
I think for a Michigan State player, I think it's Miles Bridges. I think Tom Izzo has really made an effort to get him to be that jerk player, to go out there and play hard and be selfish. And it's something that most coaches don't say. But, you know, I think Miles is slowly starting to get it like, wait, so I can do whatever I want. Yes, Miles, whatever you want. Tom's not going to say anything to you. I think for Michigan, I think you got to get it back to Wagner. I think that he has to be that guy. You saw what he did at State, but then, you know, when the Nebraska crowd is chanting Wagner the whole game, he just stunk. He couldn't throw a penny in the ocean.
Izzo did get into Bridges pretty good at the end of the game, toward the end of the game on that 1 ball screen. I looked up at the scoreboard. I said, am I looking at the right game? But that's the way that he coaches. Darian, for Michigan to pull the upset, we saw what happened with Mo Wagner. He had 27 points in 27 minutes against Michigan State, 2 points in 32 minutes at Nebraska.
Yep, I mean, Wagner's your best player. Here's your NBA guy, so he's got to step up and have a game of his life to beat Purdue.
We will be back in just a minute. Our Cool and Smooth segment, all of our weekly awards coming up. Culver's segment next on Press Pass.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
For some, the Auto Show means a sneak peek at new vehicles. For others, it means Auto Show bonus cash savings at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Just announced, $3,000 minimum trade at Graf Chevrolet. When you combine Auto Show savings with our $3,000 minimum trade offer, there won't be a better time to buy than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Drive off a 2018 Equinox 1LT for just $144 a month.
The Auto Show only comes around once a year, and so does Auto Show bonus cash. It's the best time to buy.
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the IDE company family.
Get all the sports highlights an hour ahead on Fox 47 News at 10.
What's this? Breakfast with a view like, whoa. Get a free build-your-own Grand Slam after your next online order in January. Whatever you want, whenever you want, now wherever you want. Order at Denny's.com.
MSU Federal Credit Union will help start your kids out on the right financial path.
Teach your children how to save money in all stages of their lives with MSU FCU's Youth Accounts. Stop in today or visit msufcu.org for more information.
Well, welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by all the Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. All right, Team 226. You got to look at Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, and he is doing a talk back to Gus Johnson and Jim Jackson. As a member of the Izzone for one night, and he's a longtime Michigan State fan, going back to Magic Johnson days, and worships Tom Izzo.
Which is interesting, given his age and when Magic played. There's some questions there.
Yeah, a few questions there, yeah. But I think it's meeting Magic and then learning a little bit about the team. That wasn't embryonic love of Michigan State.
Be more like a Scott Skiles era guy, if he was being honest.
Yeah, but he really didn't care, didn't relate to him.
Still wondering why he was there. Just didn't make sense.
Well, he was here for the auto show, and he was doing some things, and he said, wow, I got a chance. I'm close to Michigan State. And then it's a Fox deal. He's a Fox guy, so they brought him in, whatever. Rico, what about our play of the week? You have a good one?
I do. Play of the week, and it happened earlier today. And look, Jacksonville looked like they were going to shock the world. I had the tweet all set up to say, and now there are three teams that have never made it to the Super Bowl with the Lions being in there. Subtle dig. But it came down to a 4th and 15 play, and Stephon Gilmore, number 24 on the New England Patriots, did, I guess, the anti-Odell Beckham Jr., where he went up with one hand and knocked the ball away from Westbrook on a 4th and 15 play. Would have been enough for a first down, would have set up Jacksonville in great territory to maybe win this game. And we could be talking about the legend of Blake Bortles, but instead, people are going to talk about Tom Brady and he's the GOAT and he's all of that. It came down to Stephon Gilmore and a great one-handed deflection on a 4th and 15 play.
Yeah, a lot of people think that was pass interference. A lot of people think that the Patriots get all the calls.
One penalty today on the Patriots.
Yeah,
a lot of holes that might have been.
And, you saw at the end of the game, what's the first thing the referee does? He's over there.
Yep, congratulating Tom
Brady on that.
That one was a legitimate play. Now, there was some call. On the play where Lewis got cemented the game, blatant holding call. I'm like, and the ref's looking right at it. Like, would you stop looking at Tom? Look at the line. He just held. Not Tom. Look at the line. But that play was legit.
Any other nominations for Play of the Week? All right, let's go on to our Game of the Week. Graham Couch, what do you have for us?
I think you have to stay right there. I mean, it was, look, every time in a league of parity, right, in a league where you have dominant defenses rise up, the Patriots keep doing it, and they didn't have the best defense. They don't have the best defense close to any of the teams left. Right. They don't have unbelievable weapons in the passing game or running game. They have a quarterback who's incredible and a coaching staff and poise, and they've been there. But when you see that against a team that's rising up, like I'm really curious to see what happens to Jacksonville from here. I love when you have a team that's rising up against the villain, and you get a clash that's that epic, and the villain leaves respecting the team that rises up.
Jackson's not going away. That defense is going to be around for a while. Darian, what about our Team of the Week?
Well, this might be the first time that you choose a team that's still playing. So if the Minnesota Vikings come back in these next 10 minutes of this game as we're recording this, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles, up 38-7 right now.
I think you're good.
I think I'm good, too. Spoiling my Super Bowl trip. But, for them to be home underdogs and
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row, and to be playing with the backup quarterback, it raises a question of, do you put stock and do you really go out and put money into a backup quarterback? Because I think that Nick Foles probably is the best backup quarterback right now in the National Football League, and you never know what's going to happen, but to be able to plug a guy in like that and still have success, I think it speaks volumes.
Player of the Week or Players of the Week. We're going to honor all of the victims of Larry Nassar for those impact statements were so incredibly powerful. And Judge Rosemary Aquilina for the way she handled that in the courtroom, too. I thought that was masterful. Want to thank Graham Couch, sports columnist for the Lansing State Journal. And you can hear him tomorrow on The Drive with Jack, the Team 92.1 FM. Darian Harris, he'll be with us Wednesday afternoon on The Drive. Rico Beard every night, 6 to 7 will be with us. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday.